What is up, guys? It's Leo back with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day, cause I know I am. Sorry that I've been missing all the uploads and stuff, but mainly last episode was the Australian Grand Prix. Today mainly what we're gonna be doing is getting ready for the Bahrain Grand Prix. We have the fourth best car on the grid, and we're getting ready to choose our activities. And be sure to check out my friend NewbieYTF1. He's making some My Team content too, but he's already in season 4. We're just starting again. Alright, so we're just getting our activities all chosen. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we are getting ready to go to the Bahrain GP.
We were expecting some.
Alright, we're here for the Bahrain Grand Prix. We're getting ready to do practice and stuff. Just checking all the forecasts and all that. Alright, so here we are. We are getting ready to start our qualifying practice laps for the Bahrain GP. Now, I actually really do love this track. This track is one of my favorites. But yeah, we're just gonna take a lap along qualifying real quick. So, yeah, enjoy the lap of practice real quick.
Okay, just want to remind you to keep an eye on your tyre temperatures, which you can do on the temperature panel of the MFD. We monitor carcass temperature and surface temperature, and you'll get the best performance when they're both inside a normal operating window. Surface temps tend to fluctuate faster, so try a few laps with the data open and get a feel for how to control them.
Alright, here we are, done with our quali lap. We're probably gonna let time go by a little bit, and then we are gonna do our second run. Yeah, we're gonna set 2 runs in this practice session, and we're just letting some time zoom by real quick, and we're gonna go out in a minute. Alright, here we go. We are getting ready to go out. Now, enjoy the second practice run.
That's our fastest lap so far. We're P6.
Alright, here we are. Our second practice run just ended. And we're just zooming up time. Alright, here we go. You're getting ready for quali since practice just ended. Oh, we're just going to do a quick upgrade on the car before we do our quali. Alright, so here we are for the Bahrain Grand Prix qualifying. We have our setup in and everything. Our gearbox is good, and we are getting ready to go for our qualifying run. Here it is. Alright, so there's our qualifying run. Now, let's give it a second so everything loads and we can see how our results turned out. And we can just take a look for the results, see where everyone has qualified for the Grand
With qualifying
Prix.
finished, it's time to
Alright,
remind
so
ourselves
here we are.
of our top
We have
three. Hamilton, Bottas,
For
and Max Verstappen.
the Bahrain
With
GP, we have
qualifying complete,
Hamilton,
all that
Bottas,
remains is the
Verstappen,
main
Vettel,
event.
Leclerc,
We'll be
Norris,
live and
Perez,
uninterrupted
Sainz,
for the Grand Prix
Ricardo,
tomorrow,
Stroll,
so make sure you
Ocon,
join us
Gasly,
then.
Albon, Kvyat, Magnussen, me, Raikkonen, Hubert, Grosjean, Russell, Giovinazzi, and Latifi is our lineup. Alright, so that's not really the starting position I wanted for the Grand Prix, but it's actually pretty good. Opposed to Australia, I don't remember if we had a pretty good qualifying or not, but I think we had a pretty good qualifying that race. Alright. So here we are at Bahrain for our Grand Prix.
Battles for glory. Who will take the spotlight in the Bahrain Grand Prix today? We'll be racing around 3.36 miles of the magnificent Bahrain International Circuit today. Keep an eye out for drivers locking the front left down into the tricky braking zone of turn 10. And as always, a man with plenty of racing experience joins me in the commentary box. Today it's Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, you're no stranger to surviving the melee of turn 1. So how do you keep out of trouble when there's so much going on around you?
Well, the throttle goes both ways, Crofty. You've got to have the discipline not to try and win the race on the first lap. So always be prepared to lift early and give those around you more space. Trying to be the last of the late breakers with half a dozen cars around you may pay off from time to time, but it's also a great way to lose your front wing.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Verstappen, Vettel, Charles Leclerc and Norris, Perez, Sainz, Ricciardo and Lance Stroll, Ocon, Gasly, Alexander Albon and Kvyat, Magnussen, the owner driver, Kimi Raikkonen and Antoine Hubert, Grosjean, Russell, Giovinazzi and Nicholas Latifi. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head to trackside for today's race.
Okay, so here we are. We're loading in to the Grand Prix. Really hope we do good, and we're gonna get loaded in a second. Alright, here we are. We are getting ready to start the Grand Prix. Now, I don't have any real idea of how I'm gonna do in the race, but I'm just hoping I can do pretty good. But yeah, other than that, we have our strategy chosen. We're doing a medium to soft. That's one of my more liked strategies. But other than that, yeah, we are just getting ready to start the Bahrain Grand Prix. Alright, so the 5 LED lights are out, and away we go. We immediately go down side by side with Kvyat for a move on Kvyat. Maybe we're even trying to overtake Gasly over here. We get by him, and we get by a bunch of cars. There's signs right there. Whoa, boy, that was close to making contact with Stroll and having a car spin coming out of turn 1. But as we come out of the sort of chicane over there, we get overtaken a bunch. And we're getting put 3 wide into turn 3. Look at that. And we come out on top of that move. And here we are. We're just coming down the S's, trying to make up some ground on Magnussen. And then we have Kvyat right ahead of us. We're charging super hard right now. We're trying to make as much ground as possible. And I'm just hoping for a good finish, really. Alright, so here we go down the second DRS straight. No one's allowed to use DRS yet. It's not the third lap of the Grand Prix. But everyone's just starting to get settled in on us. I go wide off the turn. Grosjean almost overtakes me because of how wide I went. And now we're falling a little bit behind the pack. So hopefully I can keep up with the rest of these guys up here and not do that bad. But other than that, we can see Raikkonen trying to catch up to Grosjean and make some overtakes on him, as we see Lewis Hamilton set the fastest time for lap 1. Alright, so here we are. I just skipped ahead a couple laps because nothing has happened. I skipped like a good chunk of the race, actually. We're on lap 5 of 14. Just trying to make up some ground, make moves on people, but nothing has really been happening. But we'll come back to when pit stops are happening, because that's when most of the excitement for this race is going to play out. Alright, so here we are. It's going to be next lap for pit stops. We are still P15. We're most likely going to come in on lap 7. But as you can see, I think, yes, one of the Mercedes will come in this lap. So we are going to make a lot of ground here. Maybe wait an extra lap or so, then come in and pit, because I want to have some time to be out in front, see how this car is in the clean air. Alright, so here we go. We are starting to gain a lot of positions. And wow, we're moving up to P7. And we have Albon right in front of us, then Stroll and Gasly right behind me, trying to put on the pressure. to see how we can do in a battle or anything. But yeah, we're just trying to take all these corners smoothly and not mess up. That's the most important thing. That's one thing we cannot have happen. But right behind us we got Gasly, Hamilton. I can't tell who that is behind us. All I can tell is that we got Gasly, Hamilton, and that's a Red Bull right behind us actually. So we're starting to form a little train behind us of where everyone is. Gasly goes for an overtake. We're going side by side. We're trying to do an overcut, or an undercut, my bad. I don't know what I'm talking about, but here we are. We have Pierre Gasly right behind us trying to chase us down. He put on Rich Mix, got overtake on, and he just went for it. Alright, well, we're most likely going to gain some more positions here. And Gasly comes down pit road. Now our pit window's open, so we will come into the pits this lap, and Hamilton gets right by us, and we are P2. And here's a fight with Hamilton. Oh, there goes Bottas. He spins coming out of the pits. That's not that good. Alright, so here we are. We're side by side with Verstappen on our end lap, and we are right beside him, and we are pulling away from Verstappen. Yes, we are. And we come out of the final corner. We are getting ready to come down pit road, and we have, oh, Verstappen and Hamilton kind of tricked me, and we thought he was going to maybe come down pit road with us, but no, that is our end of being P2 in points. So here we are in our lime green colors for our pit stop, and here we come out of the pits. We are back down P15. Oh, and I think someone has a mechanical failure. Yeah, Daniel Kvyat is out of the session. He gets a mechanical failure, so that can't be good for him in the points. Alright, so here we are with 2 laps left in the Bahrain Grand Prix. This was actually a pretty uneventful Bahrain Grand Prix. And we go wide as we try and get by Magnussen. So yes, we cut this part out, but we were trying to catch up to Mazepin. We were trying to catch up to Magnussen, which wasn't put in the video. But yes, we were trying to catch up to Magnussen. We were chasing him down, and most of that wasn't in the video because it wasn't that entertaining. I just had Rich Mix on and trying to overtake him, and we do, but we go wide, and we are side by side with Magnussen, and I get a warning for a collision with Magnussen, and we hit that corner actually pretty good, and we just pull away from Magnussen. Overtake on, ERS on, and Rich Mix on. But here we go. Coming out of the corner, we go a little bit wide, and I was trying to be careful, making sure not to get too much curb and spin out like we have done in practice, and I've done on my free time multiple times. That is the hardest part of this track, no questions asked. Alright, here we come out of the final corner, getting ready to come to the white flag. Here we come, final lap of the Bahrain Grand Prix, and you can see all the way down there, Lewis Hamilton is already getting ready to catch up to the second detection point for DRS Zone 2. He's already in DRS Zone 2. There isn't much of a battle right behind us, but we have nothing to do really besides hold back Magnussen and hope for the best, hope nothing goes wrong, we don't spin out or pull a spinala or anything like that. But yeah, overall, I'd say our race has actually been pretty good. And if you don't mind, leave me a comment saying who your favorite F1 driver is. And yeah, we're coming out of the second DRS zone, coming into second set of S's, and Lewis Hamilton will win the Bahrain Grand Prix.
To mix 2, fuel to mix 2.
Good job by him. He's really dominated today's race. There really wasn't a moment where he hasn't done anything bad in today's race. But here we come off the final corner, still pulling away from Magnussen. If we had a couple more laps, maybe we can catch up to Perez. But yeah, we will finish P13. And oh, we get driver of the day. Amazing.
We can now see the drivers
Alright,
making their way to the
here we
podium.
are for
Once
the
again, it's the
podium
Silver Arrows who take top spot.
celebration
A well-earned
for the
victory for
Bahrain
Mercedes.
Grand Prix. As always, it's gonna be a Mercedes double podium. Now we hope later in the season we could compete with them to try and stop them from getting always double podiums. No one loves getting double podiums. Having Mercedes do that. So, and we're just collecting our XP. We're still level 4, now level 5 actually. Almost halfway to level 6. So
Let's see what
here are the
effect this result
results.
has had
It's
on the
Hamilton,
driver's standings.
Bottas,
It's a great result for Lewis
Verstappen,
Hamilton, who
Vettel,
moves further
Norris,
ahead at the top
Leclerc,
of the table.
Ocon,
After an incredible day of
Ricardo,
racing, who was your driver of the
Sainz,
day, Ant?
Stroll, Albon, Perez, me. We got Magnussen, Gasly,
Let's
Raikkonen,
move on to the
Hubert,
constructors. Mercedes continue to
Latifi,
extend their
Russell,
lead. Meanwhile,
Grosjean, who
Ferrari
never
improved
finished
their
in,
position.
Kvyat,
A strong weekend from
that
them as
finishes
they
after
fight
that.
their
And
way
let's just take a
towards
look at the
top.
standings
Well,
real quick, and you guys can look at the highlights. Now, to me, I would say we actually had a pretty good Grand Prix. You ask me. say finishing P13 is not that bad. But anyways, we'll see you in the next episode. Like and subscribe. See you next time.